Time now to take a look at the business news with Charles Pellegrin. Thanks for joining us, Charles.
Hi, Will.
We're going to talk about a topic very dear to the French president.
That's right. François Hollande has vowed to only run for re-election next year if there was a drop in unemployment. And new data released yesterday shows that French unemployment figures fell to a 2-year low last month. But with the jobless rate still hovering around 10%, it's unclear if this will be enough for Hollande. More with Pascal Davies.
Shorter lines outside unemployment centres across France. The number of people looking for jobs dropped by 0.3% in October. Just under 3.48 million people registered as unemployed.
In a year, the number of people in unemployment has reduced by more than 100,000. This represents a significant long-term drop, the biggest we've seen in more than 8 years.
But it also has political consequences. Over 630,000 more people are currently out of work than when François Hollande took office in 2012. That figure has begun to stabilise and slightly drop in 2016, and this October hit its lowest in 2 years.
As I have said before, the battle is long. It's been going on for many years and the rewards are now showing. Either now or since the beginning of the year, unemployment has been dropping, even if it still is high.
While the government has hailed it as a victory, it may not be enough to boost the president's flagging popularity.
We're still at around 10%, so we're staying at a base unemployment rate. So if there is a drop, it's not noticeable enough for the public to see. It's true there is a dip in unemployment, but it's too weak for the public to feel it.
Thursday's unemployment figures sets the stage for Hollande to launch his bid for re-election. He had said he would not do so unless unemployment fell steadily. He now has until mid-December to launch his candidacy.
All right, time now to check in on the currency markets. Charles, the U.S. dollar still soaring after Donald Trump's win.
Yeah, the greenback hit an 8-month high against the Japanese yen this Friday. One U.S. dollar is currently worth around 113 yen. This is on expectations that interest rates will be rising soon in the U.S., driving up the value of the dollar. The weaker yen, which is good for Japanese exporters, put the Nikkei in positive territory at the close. You can see they're up by about 0.2%. That's the 7th day of gains on the Japanese index. The Shanghai Composite up by 0.5% as well as the Hang Seng in Hong Kong by 0.5%, and the Kospi up in South Korea by about 0.1%.
We see a weaker yen, but at the same time, Japan's battle against lowering consumer prices isn't going very well, is it?
No, consumer prices in Japan fell in October by 0.4%. That's 8 months of decline. But there's good news for Japan's central bankers who've been fighting against deflation with accommodative monetary policy. The drop wasn't as steep as the previous month by 0.1%.
Well, now the third day of strikes at the German airline Lufthansa. Is there any end in sight?
Well, the dispute over wages is ongoing. 830 flights have been scrapped on Friday, leading to 100,000 passengers being grounded. The union has also called for the strike to be extended to Saturday. This is the 14th strike since April 2014 when the dispute began. It's affected more than 315,000 passengers and 2,618 flights have been canceled.
And over in the United States, Charles, Thanksgiving giving away to Black Friday.
Yep, people are barely recovering from their turkey-induced coma, and they're already in lines to get into stores around the country. Some bargain hunters have been camping outside shops for several days. Just like this shopper outside a Best Buy electronics store in Glendale, California.
Honestly, I'm exhausted right now. I sleep at 4 a.m., wake up at like maybe 9. And when I go eat, we take turns, some of us. Like yesterday, I was here the whole day, starving, alone, you know. And then one of them came back. I stepped out for like 2 hours to go home, shower, eat, then come back again.
Black Friday has been losing momentum in brick and mortar stores recently, however, with more and more people getting their discounts online.
Now, this is an American tradition, but we're seeing it jump the Atlantic, aren't we?
Yeah, Europeans don't celebrate Thanksgiving, as we all know, but they enjoy a good deal as well. Retailers around the continent are having sales. Tesco in London is, for instance, but they've spread theirs over 11 days, offering discounts on 650 items. Black Friday is also getting bigger in France as well. Except some retailers are choosing a different name for it, afraid that it would be associated with the terrorist attacks in November last year, which also happened on a Friday, which is why a French supermarket chain, Auchan, has decided to call it un crazy weekend. So going for a still Anglo-sounding name there for marketing purposes.
Un crazy weekend.
Un crazy weekend.
Okay, Charles Pellegrin with the business news.